You guys have heard me say it a billion times, and you've seen it in our videos a billion times too. New Braunfels is a great place to live, work, and play. Our rivers, parks, shopping, restaurants, our historical district of green, the charm of our downtown, the people are super friendly here. Our year-round events and activities, super family-centric, and location, location, location. That's right, we're right in between Austin and San Antonio. It's why we've almost doubled our population since 2010. It's also why we're paying the price right now, literally. Today we're talking about our insanely crazy housing market in New Braunfels and take a deeper look on why it's happening, will all this last, and what all this stuff means for you. On this video, you're gonna see a lot of this stuff, creases in the forehead, and a serious look because this is really important information for you to know. I keep up with the production builders here every week, sometimes 2 or 3 times a week because our market is moving so fast. So you're getting information you're not gonna find on Google, on Zillow, or anywhere else for that matter. And in about 90 seconds, I'm gonna share with you a message a builder left for me about our inventory here that shocked even me, and I'm in this market. The majority of our growth here in New Braunfels is new construction. It's really hard to keep up with all the new communities. Like there's one popping up, it seems, every 5 minutes. So we're going to focus on new construction in this video. And I can't believe I'm saying this, but I've never seen a market like this. It's not a stretch to say that we don't have any more homes left in New Braunfels, none, when it comes to new construction. And when it comes to the sweet spot prices for buyers here, about 75% of our homes here are selling between $200,000 and $400,000. So that's our demographic, that's our sweet spot. But we're starting to lose that demographic. We're starting to lose that group of buyers. That's because our median sales price of a home here in New Braunfels has increased over $36,000 from this time last year. $36,000. If you bought a house here in New Braunfels within the past few months to a year, bam! You're banking right now. You have up to $36,000 in equity. And in my opinion, that equity is only going to continue to rise because of supply and demand. I visit with these builders every week to see what they have either now or coming up, like inventory homes for families relocating to New Braunfels. And this voice message from one of our builders in New Braunfels is really telling and reflective of our crazy market here. Listen to this.
Hey Rod, right now we are having around $3,000 to $5,000 increases every week in most of our communities around town. So that's happening on a weekly basis. In Preston Estates, we do not have any lots to build on. We only have 3 inventory homes remaining, and then we are completely closed out. So we don't have a lot left. The 3 that we have remaining are going to be ready around late summer, early fall, and they're all going to be smaller homes under 1,600 square feet. But we do have those 3 homes left. In New Braunfels, we have a few other choices in Cloud Country and then again in Highland Grove. But if you have any other questions, let me know. I think we are out of lots citywide in New Braunfels to build on though.
There's no homes. There's almost nothing anywhere. And this is across the board with all builders in all different new communities in New Braunfels. In many cases, these builders are out of lots because none of them have been developed yet. So you're looking at May, September, or the end of this year before you can even reserve a lot to build on, which means that your house won't be finished until next spring or summer of 2022. So you have families on waiting lists right now, families who reserve their piece of dirt, their land to build on, but they can't go under contract until May, September, end of the year. And between now and then, they're going to be paying more for the house until they go under contract, which is the only time you can lock into pricing. It's not when you reserve the lot, it's only when you go under contract. This is real stuff. It's moving that fast. We have a family relocating to New Braunfels, and they saw a new build in a community they really liked. So, they're out of state, so we previewed the model virtually so they could see what the floor plan looks like and we could see how the house lays out. They said, hey Rod, we're interested in this house, but that wasn't good enough. While they were thinking about making an offer, another family swooped in to take this house. And you never like to get a text like this, but this further cements what I tell families, hey, if you sleep on it, you won't sleep in it. What's that movie, Gone in 60 Seconds? That's the new Braunfels housing market right now. But there is a happy ending here. The family that missed out on their first home, there was one chance left at this last remaining home from this builder that they like, and we were able to lock this one down. Already started, so we don't have to wait to build, and this is a rarity. Securing an inventory home is a rarity in new construction in New Braunfels right now. And all this demand from buyers for new construction homes in New Braunfels causes the prices to increase. In fact, since last year, many of our builders on average have gone up $40,000 in price. $40,000, let that one just sink in. And in many cases, builders are increasing their prices every third home that they sell, anywhere between $2,000 and $5,000. Semi-custom and custom builders are also feeling the pinch these days. Their costs just went up recently, $30,000 to $50,000, which that money gets passed on to the buyer if that buyer hasn't already locked in their contract. If they already did lock in their contract, then the builder is pretty much eating those costs like the smaller builders are too. This is why I encourage people not to wait. Start the process. This is not a sales pitch or a sales video. This is reality. Fortunately, several of our families did not wait and purchased the last 3 months. And right now, they've got instant equity, whether they purchase land or a move-in ready home. And a number of these families made the decision to purchase virtually without being here physically. They knew if they waited, they could certainly do that, but they also knew it would cost them thousands more. What's crazier is these builders can only write 8 to 12 contracts every month. They would love to do unlimited contracts. Most of them cap out on the first day of every month. And now you know when that happens, families can reserve lots, but they can't go under contract until the lots are available, which could be months. Builders just can't build fast enough, and we're coming to the big why in just a minute. Because our market is insanely competitive these days, we have this many buyers in this many homes, we're starting to see price increases from builders 2 to 4 times a month. A number of builders are requiring now non-refundable earnest money deposits, and at least one builder is requiring that your city permit be back in order to put you under contract. That's another 30 to 45 days. And remember, we have price increases every week, almost every week, between $2,000 and $5,000. Remember I said our sweet spot for buyers in New Braunfels is between $200,000 and $400,000? Well, one of my favorite communities called Greenfield here in New Braunfels is losing its demographic. Homes there that once sold under $400,000 are now selling for over $400,000. But these increases, they're happening everywhere. There's no such thing as getting a new build in New Braunfels under $300,000 right now, unless you're not adding any features, which is totally unrealistic. So a $300,000 house loaded with all the options is now a bargain in New Braunfels because it's very difficult to find. And if you do find it, it's going to be a smaller single-story home, 3 bedrooms, 2 bathrooms. And remember, single-story homes, the bedrooms are smaller. A client's son bought this house back in November 2020 for around $305,000. Remember that number, 305. It's 4 beds, 2.5 baths, 2,600 square feet. Nice size house. It's got a flex room too. Today, 5 months later, you can easily sell that house for over $338,000. That's $33,000 of equity in 5 months. And that house isn't even finished yet. Today, if you want a 4-bedroom, 2.5 bath, 2,500 square feet, 2-story home, you're gonna pay around $350,000 or more with your options. In many of our communities, that's what you're gonna pay right now. I say right now because by the end of this video, those prices probably increased even more. And it's completely understandable, it really is, that these price increases are turning some families away from new construction and turning them to move-in ready, a little bit older homes where they know they can possibly spend a little bit less and get a little bit more space because the demand of our new construction here in New Braunfels is softening the prices on older homes being anywhere between 2005 and 2019. Even then, if that move-in ready house is priced accurately, it's flying off the shelf fast and for top dollar. So why is all this stuff happening? It's the perfect storm. Goes back to the start of the pandemic last year when everything basically shut down. Then 2 months later here, all these buyers who were waiting on the sidelines to purchase sucked up all of our inventory, which put a greater demand on lumber and other home materials and on workers and contractors too. Add to that the wildfires and hurricanes we had nationally from last year, and as the song goes, we've got trouble. Trouble right here in River City. Shortage of materials, shortage of contractors, but there's no shortage of buyers who are putting down $1,500 to $3,000 to reserve their lot to build. So where are these buyers coming from? When I speak with the builders, they say between 70 and 80% of their buyers are coming from out of state. And we know that a lot of our buyers are coming from California, which is consistent with what we're seeing here. And many families are moving here because they're no longer tethered to their states. They can work remotely now. One of the biggest reasons anyone moves is because our cost of living is lower than in most places across the country, and we don't pay state income tax. But they're also moving because they don't like their states anymore. They don't like the political climate. For a lot of them, the pandemic, the COVID-19 shutdowns was the last straw. They want to be around other like-minded people. They want to preserve their conservative values, and they want no government interference. They want as many individual freedoms as possible here. In fact, we did a video on what actual people are saying about moving to New Braunfels and living in New Braunfels. That video is in the description below. Buyers are coming from states like California. That's a big draw for Texas and New Braunfels. They're selling their homes there for 2 to 3 times what they're paying for one here. Plus, New Braunfels is getting buyers from Austin, where prices have gotten way out of hand there. Jeremy Knight is a realtor in Austin, and he's going to tell us right now why Austin is going boom and why people are ditching it for the New Braunfels area.
In Austin, we are seeing one of the fastest growing and fastest paced markets in the US. There's so many articles that are coming out about this. A lot of it has to do with the growth of Austin and the amount of companies that are coming here at this time. Now, what we're seeing is that more people are moving to the outskirts of Austin, which are impacting our suburbs and all the way down to places like New Braunfels. Right now, offers in Austin are going anywhere from around 100 to 150 plus thousand over list price. And if you want a new build, you have to bid on a new build. So our market's pretty insane. And places like New Braunfels, San Marcos, Kyle, all of these areas that are along I-35 are seeing massive price increases because people can't afford to be in Austin, so they're moving further out and they're being in places like New Braunfels. And really, I don't see it slowing down for a very long time. Thanks for having me.
Thank you, Jeremy, for that great information. It is absolutely insanely crazy in Austin right now. So we have Austin buyers, we have out-of-state buyers, and we have local buyers. We have 3 different pools of buyers all competing in the same market. Now, I don't have a crystal ball, but what I've seen the last few months and what I've experienced the last few months, I'm predicting that the prices are going to continue to increase until pretty much the end of the year. Now, it'll slow down like it always does in the fall when the kids go back to school and during the holidays when there's a lot of distractions. And at that point, you may be able to snag something for less than you would have paid at the height of the selling season in spring and summer. But the government is a big catalyst in what goes on in the housing market. Remember this article was in another one of our videos. The Fed said they're trying to keep rates low until at least 2023. They said that a few months ago, but now rates are inching up. And here's the impact it's already having. Take this house. In one of our communities, a couple months ago, this 2,000 square foot home started at $330,000 at 2.75% rate and 3.5% down on a conventional loan. The payment was $2,040. Today, that same house starts at $355,000, and with the 3.25 rate we're at right now, the payment is close to $2,300 a month. And that's $200 to $250 is a big deal to a lot of buyers. I think if rates continue to climb, builders are still going to sell and buyers are still going to buy, just not at the pace they're buying right now, because as we just saw, the higher the interest rate, the more the monthly payment and the less house a buyer can afford. So we may start to see, if rates continue to climb, more inventory on the market, which could soften the prices, which could be to your advantage because then it becomes a buyer's market, so more advantageous for you. But like I said, the government is a big catalyst here. So if rates stay below 4%, I think the New Braunfels market continues to roll along. If it goes above 4%, and hey, we've been spoiled the last few years, but if it goes above 4%, all bets are off. And if that happens, hey, we could see a correction we haven't seen in a long time. But hey, that's another video for another day if that happens. You really have to watch all of these variables every single day. The first thing I'm telling you, if you're thinking about moving to New Braunfels, find a community that you really, really like. Get your pre-approval before you start shopping, because you'll know where you should be shopping, because homes are going really fast. That pre-approval is the most important step. You got to get that right away, because you need to submit that with an offer that you make. If you don't have that pre-approval and you see a house that you really, really like, the seller's not going to wait for you to work on your pre-approval, because there are 10 other offers they have. So get that done right away. I've seen some of your comments, you're upset because we're growing too fast, and some of you are blaming me for bringing all of these people here. As much as I'd like to take credit for that, everything that makes New Braunfels a great place to live, work, and play, like our rivers, our downtown, our parks, our water park, our shopping, our restaurants, all of that stuff predates me way back. So if you want to blame anyone, blame this guy, Prince Salms of Braunfels, Germany, who founded New Braunfels. The best part of my videos are actually hearing from you guys. Did you move here recently? Are you getting ready to move here? Are you thinking about moving here? Let me know in the comment section below. And if you're considering moving to New Braunfels, especially after seeing this video, good on you, but you can email me, call me, or shoot me a text. And if you want to see videos about living in New Braunfels, we have many more in the description below. I know this video was a little bit on the longer side, so thank you so much for sticking with us. It is very important information, and we'll see you on the next one.